Hello, everybody. This is Alan Fine. I'm here with Patricia Mahajo, who's the cruise director on Emerald Luna, and we just had its christening. And this is Insider Travel Report. So, first of all, let's talk about the christening, because I want to show everybody what it was like. You opened the show.
I did. I was privileged enough to be able to introduce the christening or do the welcome speech, and it's been an honor. I have done christening of another ship, but I didn't actually get the microphone, so that was very exciting. It's always a first.
Yeah. And even though it was raining, none of the enthusiasm was dampened.
Well, thank you. We try our best.
And I loved the tugboat coming out, and the champagne broke properly.
Absolutely, that was very
After
exciting.
a lot of testing.
It was very exciting, and I think we pulled it off. It was a great celebration, and I guess that we're on the ship had a chance to see it also from the sun deck. So very exciting.
So this is the 13th or 14th cruise before we got christened.
I haven't counted, but our first sailing was on the 8th of April.
Well, let's just say lucky 13, just because it sounds
absolutely.
good. All right. Who's the godmother?
The godmother is Vanessa McGovern.
Right. She's the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer for the Gifted Travel Network, and that's a virtuoso company. And if you stay tuned to Insider Travel Report, you'll see her being interviewed here as well. You've been on a number of the Emerald ships. How does Emerald Luna compare?
The Emerald Luna, being the newest ship, has slight differences in the design. For instance, in the lounge, the bar is quite large. It feels like you're in a proper lounge. Right. Not that the other ones are not as good, but it's a really big bar. That was the first thing we've noticed. Also, big stage. So when we have some disco nights or some game shows that are interactive, we've got lots of room.
I feel like the lobby, too, is brighter.
Lobby is brighter. In the dining room, we have some plants which create a little bit of privacy for a certain section. There's definitely some differences. Also, talking with the captain, there's a difference when we have to close the sun deck, maybe passing under low bridges. This ship is faster, so it's a little bit more automated. So we may not notice it, but when we have to close the sun deck, low bridge comes much, much faster than on the other ship. So that's one of the many differences.
Also, I like the quiet luxury of the way it's decorated now. But you're saying things are coming in, because we're alongside Emerald Dawn, and I saw certain artwork and certain plants, and you say this is now going to be added to Luna.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I don't know when it's coming, but Karen Maroney is very particular about the art that goes on each ship, and she just doesn't buy it very quickly. She wants to select and procure special decorations for each ship. So
right. No point in rushing.
Exactly. So when it arrives and it's the right thing, we will have it.
So what's your favorite public area on Luna?
Well, of course, I love my desk myself.
First of all, thank you for letting us be in your little office.
Absolutely. Yes, I love my office because I've always have a great view to the outside, and guests can find me very easily. So I'm here most of the time. If I'm not on excursions, I'm here. Right. But I love the lounge as well. In fact, there isn't really a place that I don't like. The dining room is lovely. Sun deck, if it's a nice weather, sitting up top, admiring
like a park.
the scenery. Absolutely. Yeah, the scenery is beautiful.
I love the grass.
Yes.
You're also responsible, and I don't know how you do it. It's like herding cats. But at least 2 tours a day, if not 3. Let's talk about your favorites, because I want to show footage of them.
Oh my goodness, there's so many good excursions, but just on the cruise that we've done, I would say visiting Strasbourg would be my top. And I love the mixture of cultures, the Alsace region, which has been occupied, or I shouldn't say occupied, but it has been German, and it's been French, then German again, and French. So back and forth, the mixture of the French and the German cultures in one region is quite unique. Right. And so the architecture is beautiful, cobbles, windy streets, so much history. I would say is one of my top cities to visit.
I loved the visit to the Black Forest. I loved the seeing all of the different homes built into the side, and I also loved our demonstration of to talk about that so I can show it.
Yes, the Black Forest cake demonstration, of course. When you go to Black Forest, that's the first thing that comes to mind, Black Forest cake, and we definitely have that. And it's nice to see the variety of places that we visit, because going to the Black Forest, it's very rural, you don't have big cities, small villages, beautiful scenery, green hills, creeks, lakes, and of course authentic 17th century farmhouses.
Not to jump all the way to the end, but I was really pleased that for someone who hadn't been to Amsterdam, that the tour was the cruise through the
canals. Yeah, there is honestly no better way of exploring Amsterdam than in a canal boat, because Amsterdam is the city of canals. There is no other city that has more canals, even Venice, than Amsterdam. And and they're in the city center, so you see the beautiful architecture, the dancing houses, as they say, as the houses lean left and right.
Let's explain to the travel advisor, because we're trying to get them to know about Emerald and Scenic, but Emerald, it's nice how it's set up for the guest to choose what they want to do. That every stop, explain how every stop has something, and it's how it breaks down.
Yeah, so every day we have an included tour, which guests do not have to sign up for. In some ports, we also have what we call Emerald Active. So if somebody would like to do a hike instead of the included walking tour or coach tour, or if you'd like to go bike riding, we have that as an option. They say that this probably sets our company apart from some other cruise lines, as we do cater to guests that are a little bit more active. Not always, but as I said, there are some hikes, or also we have an activity manager, so even if it's not an official tour, but our activity manager would take guests for an extra hike or an extra walk into town.
So what I really appreciated was that there was always a tour I could take without signing up.
That's correct.
And then if I wanted something a little more rigorous, but not costing any more money, I could sign up for an active tour.
That's correct.
But then there were some very affordable extras.
Absolutely. The last type of tours that we offer, it's called Discover More, and those tours basically customize your trip. Perhaps you've already been to let's say Koblenz, one of the cities, but you haven't been to Cochem. This is the time that you can visit something a little bit more unique, and as you said, I think it's very reasonably priced. There's always a coach transportation provided, expert local guides with all the knowledge, and an entry, for instance, if it's a winery, wine tasting, or visit to the castle. So you can definitely customize your trip. You don't have to. You can stick with the included program and you'll be very happy. But if you'd like to do something a little different, and sometimes these tours do not overlap, sometimes they complement each other, you definitely can customize it a little bit more.
And as long as we're training the new travel advisor as to what this cruise line offers, every single meal has complimentary what? Wine,
yes, so not every single, we don't start at breakfast, few, but with lunch and dinner we have included beer and wine. And they vary, especially with the wine, our maitre d' would pair depending on what the chefs prepared, so each day we offer different type of...
It's really nice. I mean, you can upgrade to a drink package, but just you know that if beer and wine at your meal is all you want, it's complimentary, it comes with it.
Yes, it comes with it, and I have to say our restaurant staff is very generous. They'll come several times to offer you a refill.
Yep. So the itinerary of Luna, is it going to remain what it is now? Can you talk to that?
So our ship has been designed, like our sister ships, to fit all the locks and all the canals which are on the Rhine, on the River Main, on the Moselle, Rhine-Main-Danube Canal, and Danube. So our I shouldn't say, but the longest itinerary that we offer is a 2-week cruise where you go from Amsterdam to Budapest, and you have a selection of 5 countries. You go on the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal, you travel on the Rhine River, the Main River, the Rhine-Main-Danube Canal, and eventually down the Danube towards Budapest. 68 locks you go through.
So Luna's going to do that?
Oh yes, we've done a few already.
Yeah,
we've done a few already.
That's inspiring. You should look into that.
Yes, okay. But we have a variation of different itineraries on these rivers. So even along the River Rhine, you may branch off and go down the Moselle. Some of the itineraries will include Baden-Baden. So we have same rivers.
Flexible.
We are flexible. We're flexible. There's a variety of itineraries, and we see that we have repeat customers. So perhaps these guys have already done the standard, the basic tours. Now they're looking for something different.
Right. And I'll say that on this particular cruise, it's very hot. And the water's very low. And this crew managed to get us through some low waters. In fact, they had to empty the pool in order to do that. That's pretty. How often does that happen? Does it happen before?
It does
On
happen.
occasion.
I think there is always a spell when it's beautiful and sunny, but there is not enough rain, and our captains will try their best to make sure that we can sail, like emptying the swimming pool and just leaving critical amount of water for our ship to function. Sometimes what can happen is there is too much water, the water levels are high. In order to pass under the bridges, the captain will fill all the water tanks. They will give us more wine and beer and everything else, so that we are heavier and we can pass under the bridges. So there's never a dull movement on the river.
But you're in good hands, is the point. And flexibility is the key. Now, what's your favorite part of your job?
Oh, I love showing guests different parts of Europe, interacting with the guests, seeing the reaction when they, go to a place and they just, haven't seen anything like it. It rubs off on you. You get the energy. It feels very good.
It never gets old.
Never gets old. No cruise is the same. Yes, I've done this itinerary many times, but it's different. Every time something else and different. Yeah, the guests really make it.
And what's the hardest thing about your job?
No, I wouldn't. It's just long days. That's all.
Okay.
But
Hours.
long hours. But yeah, no.
Right.
Well.
So we go out to over 100,000 travel advisors. What advice do you have about Luna, about Emerald, and just about travel itself?
When you're traveling, you have to realize that you're going on an adventure because, as I mentioned before, no cruise is the same. So unlike, I guess in every type of travel, I used to work as a tour director before. So I know, roads could be closed. It could be different things that may slightly alter your route. So just have an open mind and be ready for an adventure because we'll make it work. But there might be things that we didn't expect, but sometimes it could be a bonus. And so, have an open mind. Go to countries not expecting to find things the same they are at home. Otherwise, we wouldn't be traveling. Different customs, different languages. Take it all in. It's a beautiful journey.
And if you look this week, we're going to have interviews with the godmother. And we're also going to have an interview with Anne Chamberlain, who talks about incentives and trying to get travel advisors to visit the ships. And so look for that interview as well. Anyway, Patricia, thank you for talking to us.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time and letting me know my side of story. I'm very excited to have you on the ship as well and being able to experience it for yourself.
You've been a great hostess.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alan.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.